you like my nails?
Ooh, pretty.
I know I did those last night. I'm like, okay, my picking is getting out of control. The only way to do it, like get it down, is to do my nails.
Yeah. So I did mine too.
Yeah.
Weeks ago now. Christ, this thing in my throat. Yeah, this is just Color Street, which I know is an
like
MLM.
The stampy things or like the stickers?
The stickers, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
You know what? Fuck it. Who cares?
I know, and I bought them from a friend who sells them before I realized that it was an MLM.
Yeah.
And now I really like them, and so I've bought a couple more. Look what I got.
I know. I'm like, I need to order a shirt because one is not enough. I'm sorry. I live in t-shirts, and
I do too. And I wanted something that was a light color because all I had is black. And I wanted something lighter so that I could wear it outside when the sun is shining on me. And not that I go outside all that much, but happy hour. So I had to have something light.
When I'm in the sun, when I get my
drinking,
daily dose of vitamin D.
Yep. That's for sure.
Right.
Oh, she can't hear me.
And then Joy's got nuts. Don't hold on.
That's a cute shirt. Oh, she can't hear me. Once again.
Like, then I gotta hate those like over my shoulder. Over my shoulder. The evening cold. And I'll put it back in.
Megan can write a song about anything. Now I'm putting my headphones on.
Okay. I mean, it's what makes me a great mom because
yeah,
everything's a sound. Okay, be sure the mic is high enough. Yes. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready. Yep.
Okay. By the way, I like the shirt you're wearing. It's really cute.
Oh, thanks. I think I got it at Gordman's like 50 years ago.
Oh.
Probably not 50.
Before you were born.
Yep. 13 years before I was born, actually. I was really ahead of my time. No, it was probably like 6 years ago. So
that's close to 50.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Plus, if you keep something long enough, it just comes back in style again.
Well, that's true. I still have a closet full of 80s clothes that I'm waiting for them.
Oh, it's coming back. Yeah. I mean, neon is already in. It's
I know.
Time. And scrunchies are back in.
Oh, thank God. I have a ton of those too.
Yeah, you're set.
I'm set.
Don't you watch TikTok? They're all the rage.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. But
yeah.
Melissa Oliveri.
Yep.
She has a Redbubble store.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
And she has been making a bunch of really cool like patterns like that have nothing to do with her podcast or her music or anything. Just really cool like retro patterns and stuff. And one of them is a black base with big circles, dots on them of all different neon colors.
Oh my God.
And it's a dress. So it's like a short, like a no sleeve, scoop neck, just swirly kind of dress.
Can she make clothes?
Well, you just pick from what they have. Like, we have that dress too, with this guy on it.
Yep.
But it's so cute. And I bought one.
So 80s. That is like the epitome of 80s right
I know.
There.
It's so cute. I can't wait to get it.
The only thing that would make it more 80s is if it had little, like, it looks like sprinkles, but in neon colors. You know,
yeah.
Like little,
or like little lightning bolts.
Yep. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. I lived it. So.
Yep. I did not. I mean, I did.
You were born right in the middle of it.
Yeah, it was 84. So
yeah.
5 whole years in the 80s.
Yep. And the 84, that's when I graduated from high school.
I hired somebody at work the other day who was born in 2006.
Oh.
I was like, I graduated college in 2007.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I know, I about died.
Well, when I started at Signature, and we had to go out to Florida and stay there for like a week or whatever.
Yep.
And they put me in a room with a girl who was she was the admin for the store.
Mm-hmm.
She was born the year Greg and I met.
Oh my God.
And she was a grown-ass adult, you know? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I feel really old now.
You were like, I hate everybody.
What the fuck? Yeah. It's crazy.
That's Marshy.
Hey, Marshy. Hi, Marshy.
I'm going to take a snooze in the back of the couch because the kid is upstairs driving you bonkers. That's about it. He likes to retreat.
It's a good place to hide.
It is because we don't let the kid down here. So stairs, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I suppose we should start. I'm probably going to end up cutting some of the stuff we talked about and keeping it,
Probably.
putting it switcheroo. But yeah. Okay. Switcheroo. Hello.
Hi, friends, and welcome to the Activity Continues podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Megan.
And I'm Amy. Here we discuss episodes of the TV show The Dead Files, along with other creepy shit, like personal ghost stories, weird dreams, glitches, and stuff like that.
This week, Amy is going to tell us a little bit more about the stories behind the ghosts from our last episode, Octopus Cowboy. So if you haven't heard that episode yet, head on over and listen to that. Or watch the episode of The Dead Files called Damned in the Desert. It's season 12, episode 13. I recommend that you do both.
Both. Yeah.
I mean, we're hilarious and the show is so good. So why wouldn't you want to combine the two?
Double your pleasure, right?
Double your fun.
Yeah.
Double mint gum.
Double Mint now owes us a little bit of money.
They do. Yeah.
Yep.
Kids, for those who aren't sure, Double Mint gum is a gum that loses flavor in 3 seconds. And they had a whole commercial with twins. Twins were so big back in the 90s for the Double Mint gum.
It was a big campaign. It was the Double Mint twins.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was 2 girls, wasn't it?
Yep.
Anyways, I digress.
That's
as I
true.
want to do.
As it happens. So yeah, I did some research and it's an interesting story, but we ran out of time last week when we recorded because it was late and we were tie-tie.
Way past our bedtime.
We were both like,
I know. So anyway. Yeah, it was. And it was like 9:30. I mean, It's not like we were recording at 2 in the morning.
No, not at all.
9:30 p.m.
We're just 89 years old in our brains.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like a 90-year-old in a 38-year-old's body, 37-year-old's body. So
yeah. So we're going to change up our recording time so that we don't have to cut it short. We're not falling asleep. So we are now recording. It's 6:44 right now on Sunday evening, the 17th.
So with that, it will be a shorter episode because neither one of us are doing a full episode of The Dead Files. Amy, just like we said, found out a little bit, she did a bit of digging, got some backstory on the ghost. And so that's what we'll be talking, or the ghosts, I should say. So that's what we'll be talking about. But next week, we're going to go back to normal recording. And I'm going to recap season 3, episode 10. Thank you, Siri, for giving me that episode. Titled House of Horrors, which originally aired January 3rd of 2014.
Cool. All right. And you said it takes place at a sanitarium?
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
yep,
fun.
in Virginia.
I don't remember that one, but I saw it.
Apparently, I watched it, but I'm Dory, and so I'm like, okay, well, I watched it, but that doesn't mean I retained any information.
Right. And I'm sure I watched it too, but I could have fallen asleep during it, like I do with the Forensic Files.
Yeah. Oh God. But you know what? There's something about Peter Thomas's voice.
I know.
Just so soothing.
I know. Even if he's talking about
murder,
blood and guts and brain matter and stuff, I'm still like,
I honestly don't know if I've ever finished a full Forensic episode. I don't think I've ever finished one. It's like him and Bob Ross. I don't know if I've ever seen a complete episode of Bob Ross. The Joy of Painting. Bob.
Oh, Bob. Yeah, I haven't watched that in forever.
I honestly, I'll put it on YouTube and I'll just let it play and it'll put me to sleep if I'm having a tough time falling to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I just moved the TV that was in another bedroom. I just moved it into my bedroom, our bedroom, whatever. Mm-hmm. The bedroom I sleep in when Greg is snoring. So I just call it my bedroom because I'm in there most of the time because he snores all the time.
Yeah. Same with, John and I don't sleep together. So
yeah. So I
get it.
I'm getting more comfortable in there now. I have a fan that blows right on me, so I'm not sweating, even though I'm still sweating. And then I moved the TV in there and hooked the Roku up to it. So now I can lay there. I have pretty swank. All I need is to move a little refrigerator in there with some wine in it.
Oh my God! Just get a just get red wine and it's boxed. So it's room temperature.
I can do that. Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Do you let the kids in there with you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is part of the reason I get so hot and sweaty, because I've got dogs on every appendage. One up here, one down here, and then Vivi's at my feet. I only have 3 because Fozzie doesn't sleep in the room with me because he's big and takes up too much of the bed, and then I end up kicking him and then he leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't kick him on purpose. It's just when I
know.
Yeah.
Naturally sleeping.
Yeah.
Poor Foz.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
He's had a good life.
He has had a good life.
14 now. I can't believe it.
Get out.
I know.
What?
And he's a big dog, so
that's
don't know
old
how
for a
many
big
years
dog.
he's got.
Usually they live around 10 to 12 for
Yeah.
those bigger ones.
Our big dogs, though, 14, 16. One of them lived to 16.
What kind of dog is he again? It starts with an F. Fonderelle, Fontanelle, Fonderuso.
That's the Foz I think you're thinking of.
Yeah.
But no, he's no, I mean the F is where I think you're thinking of the Fozzie. He's an Airedale mix. He's mixed with some type of pit bull. I don't know.
Oh my God, I love pit bulls. Get away, Marshmallow. Sorry, he just hopped up onto the table, so you probably heard that. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't hear it. Well, maybe I will when I edit it, but I don't hear it now.
Also, big news, everybody. We have
drum roll. I'll add that in post.
Thank you. New patron, Carrie. He's the one that suggested the Damned in the Desert. So thank you so much, Carrie. We love you. She's in our group chat too. So again, if you guys want to be part of the group chat, it is just a bundle of laughs. You can send a DM to the Activity Continues, which is Amy, and we'll go ahead and add you, and then you can join in the fun. We still chat with Carrie. I think we chatted with her this morning.
Yeah.
So
it was fun because she was listening. Because she became a patron, she got to listen to it early.
Time. Yeah.
And so she was like chatting with us at the same time when she's listening, which is, I think, is always fun for us to hear like what people think right when they hear it and stuff.
Right. Yep.
I thought that was really fun.
Yeah. So if you want to be part of that, please come and join us.
Yeah.
We are more than happy to include everybody and anybody
expand the group
who wants to be included.
Want to mention this just happened like half an hour ago.
Beep, 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 just beep, 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 beep.
I'll add that sound in post.
You should.
So, we had a new Instagram follower called Seeking Paranormal, and they sent me a DM and said, "Hey, would you mind checking out our YouTube channel?" And so I went over and I checked it out. Good creepy shit. And so I subscribed, and then they subscribed to ours.
Nice.
So yeah,
I'll have to check that out in the middle of the day because I can't do creepy shit at night. Yeah. And somehow TikTok always sends me creepy shit at night.
So
like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be scrolling through TikTok and it'll be 2:30 and the scariest fucking thing. And I'm like, God damn it, TikTok.
Yeah.
You done me wrong.
Those two.
You done me wrong.
I like them, but I get those too.
I like them in the middle of the day, sunshine, and Jesus is around.
Jesus is always with you if you want him to be.
I know.
I don't know why someone like me would say that.
I know. I'm like, okay. Has Amy actually been kidnapped?
Yeah, I've been body snatched, been replaced by a Christian. But so this person is a paranormal investigator and true crime junkie and has YouTube and TikTok accounts. So yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, they have the TikTok account.
Oh, I thought you were going to, there was something else about TikTok.
I mean, I can always speak on TikTok, but
I just sent you a TikTok. Did you see it yet?
No.
The guy. Okay. Well, it was, I don't know.
Did you just send it to me?
Like an hour ago.
Oh, on TikTok. Okay. No, I haven't.
Okay.
I need
to.
Well,
I'll just tell you what it is because I thought it was really funny. Okay. So it's this guy and he's like, so when I was in middle school, I think it's middle school or junior high, whatever. When I was in whatever, my best friend and I played gay chicken. And if you don't know what that is, that's when you pretend to be gay until the other one.
And he's like, and now we're married.
And now we're married and we have kids. He's going to give in eventually.
I did see that.
I thought that was so funny.
I'm gonna win.
When I just know he can't hold on forever. Oh, I love that. It made me laugh. Okay. Was there anything else? Was there
I
anything?
don't think so. I think we checked it off.
So let's just dig right in. 20 minutes after we start.
Let's get right down to it. 4 hours later. After we've talked about literally our entire lives.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you may remember from the episode last week, and if you don't, go listen. Yes?
Should we do a trigger warning? Because I'm looking and I see that there are talk about children death.
Yes, there are children's injury and death in history.
In history, yes.
In 1961.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple aircraft crashes, but I'm only gonna, like, if saying the word aircraft crash is your trigger, then you've already heard it.
Yeah, several times at this point.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Sorry about that.
I'm not digging into those at all.
Yeah.
Because there really wasn't anything other than what was happening, than what was mentioned in the show.
In the show,
it just seemed there wasn't really any extra information.
Okay.
I don't know that there was anything paranormal about those two crashes.
Mm-hmm.
One was
seemed like it.
Yeah, one was in 1948. That was a pilot that crashed near the house, and he was flying a soldier. Robert Rome was flying a flight school plane, and he was flying too low and too fast, and he crashed.
He was playing fast and loose.
Yep. And then another one was a helicopter crash. That was 41 years later, in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
Military helicopter exploded in the air, and that
not good.
Yeah, I was like, maybe there's something weird about the land, like, Bermuda Triangle or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, they said there was like a rotor that was broken or something. They shouldn't have been flying anyway. So 15 people were killed.
Those darn rotors.
I know. They found 11 bodies inside the wreckage, and then the other 4 were under the plane.
I hope they died first.
Oh God, I hope so. I hope they all died very quickly.
Oh God.
Because that's just,
Do you think getting blown up is quick?
Yeah.
I've always wondered this.
I think so.
I'm morbid.
Yeah, no, I think so. I've always said if there's going to be a nuclear bomb or whatever, I want to be like sitting on it, because I don't want to be like sick for 10 years or whatever. I just go quickly. I want to go quickly.
Yeah.
So
always bringing us down.
So then the other thing that I'll just touch on quickly, the kid thing, is this cave-in that happened in November 24th, 1961. Remember, what was his name? His first name is Francisco.
Oh yeah, Francisco Garcia.
Yep. The
original owner of the property.
Of the land. Yep. And he had a farm on there. And he had
10
zillion children
and 33 grandkids.
Yes, that's right.
Cut
those numbers.
Yeah.
And
they were fucking a lot.
Literally
and figuratively.
Well, you think that they would both be awfully busy with doing like all this farm chores and taking care of kids and all that to be, I don't know,
having kids.
I
suppose, theoretically, it takes like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
If you're just wham bam, get the babies in there. It's not like
get the babies in there.
It's not like we're doing it for like 3 hours of just,
Unless they're like staying in Trudy Styler and doing the Kama Sutra and all that.
I'm so sorry, Mother.
Luckily, my mother is terrified of anything paranormal, and she will never hear this.
Okay, good.
Never.
Because, not that I do that. We need to stop talking about this right now and just move on to Francisco Garcia.
Okay.
So the cave-in.
Yes. So these kids, it was Garcia's son Armando, his child Linda, and their cousins were all playing around in this man-made cave.
Linda,
listen, Linda. And so the cave collapsed, and one of the girls, the Linda Garcia, who was outside or near the cave, she was near the entrance of the cave. She injured her hip and her leg. And then there was another one named Patricia Majuda that was unharmed. And then 2 children died. One was Aurora Bravo. And I was reading about this article about her, and her mother lost her husband the previous spring and another one of her children 2 years before that.
Times were rough back in the day.
God. I mean, it was only 1961. That wasn't that long
really?
ago. Yeah.
Oh. I mean, like back in the 1800s, you had 10 kids because odds are not all 10 of them would live.
Right. You need a spare.
You need backups.
Yep, exactly.
Jeez. That
And then
poor woman.
I know. And then the other one was, she was 7, Aurora was 7, and then Andrew Majuda was 9.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, I can't remember how, they were cousins. I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly how they were related. So, interesting, but the Huff murders. So, as you remember,
Yeah.
Steve uncovered this double homicide that took place near the plot of land, or on the plot of, I think it was the same plot of land. Oh no, it was the one next door.
Murder. That was my Brooklyn accent. I don't think it was a Brooklyn accent. Man. Sorry to all one of our Brooklyn listeners.
Oh, that reminds me. We have no, but remember how we had a bunch of listeners in Ireland?
Yes.
Well, I was checking our stats today, and Ireland is the second biggest section outside the U.S.
Ireland and represent the Green Isles. I will not do an Irish accent because then they will stop listening.
Yeah. I'm always afraid to do that because I'm afraid I'm just going to sound like the Lucky Charms guy, and then they're going to think I'm being really obnoxious. And
yeah, no, I wouldn't even sound like that. I would be like, they'd be like, "Ooh, is she special?"
Yeah, but anyway.
Well, hey Ireland.
Hey Ireland, glad you're here.
We love you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
Sorry,
So anyway.
totally.
No. I'm the one that said, well, that reminds me. So it was June 15th, 1957, and the victims are Freelin Huff and his wife Louise.
Mm-hmm.
There was a theory that Huff owned Whalen money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Whalen is the
murderer.
Yeah, Paul. Can't remember his middle name. Paul Whalen.
Paul George. We'll say George.
So there was a theory that Huff owed Whalen money at $600 in 1957. Megan looked this up. Is the equivalent of $6,241.20 in today's
Which isn't.
money.
I mean, anything to.
That's a lot of money.
That's chump change. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it was supposedly that he owed Whalen for a job that he did on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
So as I had mentioned in the last episode, Freeland Huff was rich.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that if he really did owe the money, he would have paid it.
Or maybe he didn't think, like, maybe Whalen was saying, like, you owe me this money, and Huff was saying, you know, you didn't do a good enough job for me to pay you the money.
That could be. Yeah. That could be.
Like, so, you didn't earn the money.
Right. So here's what happened. Handyman Paul Whalen sat in his car all day in a field behind the Huff home. He said he was waiting for the right time.
So
and I'm taking all this from several articles I read on newspapers.com.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one particular article that they had a lot of quotes from him in it. Like he's telling his story.
Mm-hmm. They must have interviewed him. Did somebody growl?
Yes. Vivi is playing with something underneath the chair. And she's going,
she's getting real aggressive.
Yeah. I don't know why they have to do that while I'm recording, but
they want to be included.
I know.
They don't want to feel left out.
I know. Well, you're lucky I let you in here, guys.
Yeah, Vivi.
Yeah, man. Okay, so
yeah, person in the background. Like you say the insults, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. And then it comes to a fight, and I run away.
Yeah. Oh, gotta go. Look at the time.
Oh, golly gee. Don't count on me in a fight. I will try to fight and hurt myself. Like, I'll do the other sides, whatever you call them, job for them. So don't.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
I have one more that reminds me of.
Okay.
Maybe we should just call the podcast. Oh, that reminds me of. But did you see, or this week on TikTok, because this is a TikTok too.
We get to be like the activity continues and then subtitle this week on TikTok.
Yeah. Our favorite TikToks. Just told you, you just say we can tell you all about them. Anyway, maybe you saw this one too, but it was a guy he comes in, he says, I I'm telling my mother, my Italian mother, that she has to help me fight.
Mhm.
So he walks in.
No.
Oh my God, it's so cute. I'll find it and send it to you. But
Okay.
he walks in and she's at the stove in the
Mhm.
kitchen or something, washing her hands or whatever. And he goes, "Ma." And she goes, "Yeah." And she's got to be, I'm going to say 60,
Mhm.
maybe.
Like, is she Italian American or Italian?
She's Italian American.
Italian American.
She's Italian American New York,
There.
I would say.
Oh God, don't fuck with them.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So she says,
Pause for effect.
oh my God, that was really cute. She just stopped and looked at me. She's got this toy hanging over her mouth. Anyway,
He's like, what?
I got a toy. So he walks in and he goes, "Ma, I'm gonna go fight so-and-so down the block.
Yeah.
But his mom is there. And I know she's gonna interfere and I don't want her saying anything. Will you come with me?" And she goes, "I've been waiting for this fucking day." And she runs over and she takes off her sandals and she puts her shoes on and she's like, "That put down, blah, blah, blah." She starts,
Yes, send that to
she is
me.
ready to go. But when she said, "I've been
That-
waiting for this day my whole life." So
That's
obviously she's
so
got a
funny.
beef with the mom.
she is not here to fuck around.
Oh my God, it was so cute.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Anyway, back to Waylon.
yeah. Okay.
To be
So-
fair, I'm the one that usually gets us off track. So
Yeah. Well, it's my turn tonight, I guess. Like Greg made a stir fry again, so I'm all spiced up.
Oh God, the stir fry.
I know. It was good though. Really good.
I'm sure it was. You never invite me over for stir fry.
We'll have to do that sometime. Greg loves making stir
Stir
fry.
fry and pad thai. Only if you make the pad thai though.
Yeah.
But not together. That would be a weird
that
combination.
would be
But
kind of weird.
okay. Anyways, back
So
to this.
Waylon said he was waiting for the right time. So at twilight, he drove his car up to the Huff's home and honked the horn. Freelin Huff came out and Waylon shot him. He said, quote, "I let him have it." This is when he was being interviewed.
Mhm.
Huff was still alive at this point, so he shot him again in the back of the head. Steps over
Execution
him.
style.
And Louise had come running to the door when she heard
Yeah.
the shot,
Obviously.
and he fired at her. I guess it said he fired wildly
Uh-huh.
and missed. She ran to the bathroom, locked herself in. He tried to shoot the doorknob off, but couldn't. So then she tried to escape by running out the bathroom window. And she started running through the field, and he caught her outside, shot her 4 times, hitting her each time. She fell into the barbed wired fence about 100 feet from the house. He said she started coming to life again. So he shot her again to put her out of her misery.
Oh, well, how generous of you
Yes.
to put her out of her misery after shooting her 4 times and her falling into barbed wire.
Right. He's a real
That is-
stand-up guy.
That is aggressive.
Yeah.
Now that's a brutal murder, Steve.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
So he then piled them into the trunk of his car, the bodies. And at this point, another man, in one article, he was listed as John Costas, and also he was reported as John Angulo. So I don't know
Mhm.
which one that is, but he's a foreman that works on or near the farm. He saw Waylon stuffing the bodies into the trunk of the car, and he begged Waylon not to shoot him. And Waylon told him, "I'll spare you if you leave town for a few weeks and keep your mouth shut." Did he do that?
No.
No. He went to the cops.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Good job, John.
So Waylon then drove the bodies to a bridge by the Santa Cruz River where he dumped them and placed them in the form of a cross with Louise on top.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a quote from him. He said, "I put them in the form of a cross and buried their last worldly possession beside them." And then he said he did it's I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I just got too
And
excited.
he said, I know. And he said that he did this as an order from God.
Sure.
Sure. Yep. So 10 feet from the bodies, they found Huff's billfold and watch.
Okay.
Waylon had taken $30 from the wallet and a ring off of Freeland's hand,
Mhm.
which was later found at Waylon's car. I wrote home, but it was found in his car.
Mhm.
Another reason I didn't think that Huff actually owed Waylon money is why would he only take $30?
Right. Do we know
It
what the
sounded to me
equivalent?
like there was more money in there and he only took 30 of it.
Do we know what the equivalent of that is in today's money?
No,
Oh, let me look.
but it's not 6,000.
Not 6,000. I'm gonna guess it is. Let's see. I'm gonna guess 120.
Okay.
All right, keep going.
So deputies found a note on the door of the home saying, "I have gone to Texas," and it was signed Freeland, but Waylon later admitted that he wrote it.
Okay.
And there was blood all over the doorway floor. So
Sure.
I don't know why he thought anybody would think that Freeland just was like, I think I'll go to Texas and just
And leave
before I
it.
go, I'll just leave all this blood on the doorstep. So Whalen was caught at a roadblock just 3 hours after the killings, and he surrendered without struggle.
It's $316.35.
Oh, okay.
So
So
not some change, but not.
it's a little more than 10 times, right? Because the other one was 600 and it came to 6,200.
Yep.
12 times, not 12. Yeah. No, I don't know. I can't.
Like 11.
Math's hard.
It is hard. Numbers.
So at the time that he was arrested, Huff said that, or at the time Whalen was arrested, he said that Huff had foreclosed on a property that Whalen had bought from him and that he owed him $600 for work that he had done on the farm. But he said he had no will ill for them. He killed them because of a message from above.
Mm-hmm.
And his quote is, I was instructed by the Father above to kill the Huffs so there would be peace in the world and there wouldn't be another war.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you for that.
So a few days after the shootings and after Whalen had confessed, he had a mysterious meeting with Huff's brother, Jay.
Mhm.
But none of the authorities would discuss what happened at the meeting. They just basically said, you'll find out at the trial.
Mhm.
So it came out, I don't know if it was the trial or the hearing, that Huff and Huff's brother, Jay, and Whalen, the murderer, knew each other.
Mhm.
They were in the Navy together in World War II. They
Okay.
knew each other for years. They even attended school together. So there were 3 other unsolved murders that they thought perhaps Whalen had committed. And I
So
didn't
maybe
dig
they have a
into
serial killer.
Yes, I know. I didn't dig
So-
into those, but I do have the victims' names, and maybe I can look them up if I have time. But they are Franklin Mott Doane, Robert Nelson, and Mrs. Ruth Martin. And they were not all killed together. These were just 3 unsolved murders.
Interesting that they're both sexes.
Yep. So Freeland Huff's sister, Helen Carmichael, reported that a bunch of things had been taken from the Huff home the night of the murder. Someone had kicked in the kitchen door, reached in and took the silverware, but it was later reported that other things were missing too. A sterling silver bowl, a bunch of ivory figurines, and an oriental bowl, and personal jewelry belonging to Louise.
Well, maybe that totaled the $600 that he owed him. That he thought it would total.
Yeah, but somebody else must have stolen it because Whalen was already.
Oh, that's right.
Well, maybe he wasn't yet picked up. He was picked up 3 hours after the murder, and the murders were at twilight, whatever time that is. It's June, so twilight would be kind of late.
Yeah, that would be probably 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So 8:30, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So he was probably picked up around midnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
could have been him. Yep.
Yeah.
So and then one of the other things missing was the sapphire ring that matched the ring that was missing from Freeland's body. It was Louisa's ring.
Yeah,
that matched
like a wedding set.
Husband's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And his ring, Freeland's wing.
Right. His wing.
Freeland's wing. Freeland's wing
ring
was found in Whalen's car.
Okay. So one can probably assume that he had the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. It does make sense. I didn't even think about that being him that went in there and stole everything, because I got the impression that after the murder and after he dumped the bodies, that he just took off and drove, and then he got stopped by the roadblock. But he might have gone back. Sure, certainly could have. So
or maybe he didn't stuff him in. I mean, he stuffed him in the trunk right away, but maybe he didn't leave right away.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't give us he killed him and then immediately stuffed him in the trunk. Maybe he killed him,
went inside, got the stuff,
grabbed the stuff that he thought equaled $600, and then went out. And that's when John saw him stuffing the bodies into the trunk.
Could be. Yeah. But then what would he have done with all the stuff? It would have been in his car, right? And the only thing that was in his car when he was picked up was the ring.
Did they search his house?
I don't know.
Because it might have.
He might have had time to go back home.
I mean, 3 hours is a long time.
Yeah.
When theoretically all he did, I mean, quote unquote, all he did.
Yeah. It would just take a long time to shoot a couple.
Yeah, it wouldn't take a long time to load bodies in a trunk. Right. Let's say an hour. Because if he's a laborer, he's probably in decent shape.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, it's not like he's me trying to hoist a body and huffing and puffing. So
Right.
I'll probably say, you know, an hour and a half to load them into the trunk, drive out to the place, arrange them
Drop
into
'em.
the cross, bury the stuff. So that leaves an hour and a half of free time.
Yeah.
How are we not detectives?
I don't know.
It's mind blowing.
And you know, he did say too that he buried them near their worldly possessions. I just assumed it was the wallet that was found. Maybe he buried their shit and he was going to come back for it.
Maybe he buried everything that was missing. You see,
I didn't even think about all that.
And it helps to talk it out.
I know. Brainstorming helps.
Brainstorming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so Paul Whelan was declared insane.
Oh, geez.
And sentenced to the Arizona State Hospital. On October 15th, 1957, he escaped from the state hospital by running off while he was running off while he was unloading laundry from a truck when an attendant wasn't paying attention.
Oh my God, like Annie.
Oh,
the same thing.
Yes, exactly like Annie.
Miss Hannigan.
She's not a murderer.
No.
But he was caught 11 hours later. And Freelin Huff's mother and sister were assigned a guard because he had promised that he would escape. And then I read another article that was talking to them and they were like, we're not afraid. We'll shoot him if we see him. We don't care.
You go, girl. Yeah.
They're like, come on over. I'm waiting for you. So they were tough cookies.
Heck yeah, they were.
So yeah, he was caught in Phoenix on October 16th, the next day. Then the following year, October 2nd, 1958, he once again escaped from the state hospital, this time with another inmate / patient.
Oh, he found a friend. That's cute.
Yeah. And then he turned himself in on October 5th because he was hungry.
Insane. I would be like, listen, I'm starving.
At least I get food if I go back.
Here's handcuff me to the table, but get me
some damn food.
For the love of God and a Coke. Coffee and bars.
Yeah. He said that all he'd had is a cup of coffee since he escaped. And he probably stole that because he couldn't have any money.
He probably stole that, yeah.
Couldn't have any money else.
Okay, listen, you could have been resourceful, buddy. There's bugs. You could have eaten bugs.
You could have eaten bugs, yeah.
That's if you really wanted to be free.
Yeah. So
that's protein right there.
Yeah. And he turned himself in, just went back to the hospital and was like, here I am. So, and he said, I ran away on impulse and I'm glad to come back.
This poor guy needed help. He needed help.
He definitely was mentally ill. Yeah. I mean, and then I put some pictures in the document of what he looked like.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Oh, he looks kind of crazy.
Well, I think he was.
Sort of. He's kind of giving me slightly Richard Ramirez.
Yes. That's what I was going to say.
Nice teeth.
Right. Well, and I thought it was kind of freaking me out a little because, like, he also thinks that, he thinks God is talking to him, whereas Ramirez thought the devil was talking to him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, the son of Sam thought that the devil or God was wasn't it God, but it was through the dog?
Through the dog, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was actually, if he thought it was God. I don't remember that, but it could have been.
Maybe it was now that I'm thinking about it, I think it might have actually been the devil.
It might have been. You got to keep scrolling. The next picture looks even more like Ramirez.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those cheekbones and those eyebrows.
Yes, the very defined cheekbones and the bottom lip is very full like Richard Ramirez is.
Isn't that creepy?
Is there an N in his head? Or do I just see that? I hope that's in the picture.
N?
Yeah, it looks like in his hair there's an N.
In the second picture?
Yeah.
I don't see it. It just looks black to me.
Okay. Well, I'm going to snip it and send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks very, very much like Richard.
Yeah. And then if you scroll a little more, you can see a picture of Freelin Huff. I couldn't find any photos of his wife.
Oh, look at that. Oof.
He looks very dapper and a little bit smarmy.
Yes.
So some other things I found out that I thought were interesting about this case is that Louise Huff, his wife, was Japanese born and raised in Canada. And Huff had business in Japan, which I assume is where he met her. Although he might have just, I don't know where they met her, actually, because she didn't live in Japan. Her family was Japanese but lived in Canada. But when her mom was pregnant, she went back to Japan to give birth to Louise and then came back to Canada. So she was born in Japan, but she was raised in Canada and her family lived in Canada.
Interesting.
I'm not really sure about that. But so one article said that when Whalen was trying to run off, that he intended to kill others, particularly people of, quote, Oriental ancestry who lived nearby. And then I was curious about the word Oriental because I had heard that it was a slur. And I know that I looked it up once before and found out that it's not, or at least Asian Oriental people do not see it as a slur. And then I found an article in the LA Times and the author wrote, as an Oriental, I am bemused. Apparently Asians are supposed to feel demeaned if someone refers to us as Orientals, but good luck finding a single Asian American who has ever had the word spat at them in anger. And he's like, most Asian Americans have heard other racist epithets, and then he names them all, which I'm not going to say.
No.
And he said, but Oriental, and he said, but Oriental's not in the canon. And why should it be?
Good to know.
Literally, it means of the Orient or the East, as opposed to the Occidental or of the West. Last I checked, geographic origin is not a slur. If it were, it would be wrong to label people from Mississippi as Southerners.
Okay.
So, and I think that does make more sense because when you say someone's Asian, that Asia's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
It doesn't really narrow it down that much.
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
anyway. That's a lot. There's a lot of countries in there.
Yeah.
I don't know them all, but there's
I don't know them all either. But so Freelin Huff had made a fortune in World War II in Japan. In 1950, he was jailed and then returned to Tucson after an international incident during a transition of power between the MacArthur administration and the assumption of control by the Japanese people.
Isn't MacArthur the one who started the communist scare?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he went to Japan with the army in 1945 and built a $1 million business importing sugar. His brother Jay came over and helped him to run the business. And in late 1950, they were both arrested for assault over a dispute with a carpenter about building a playpen. The fuck?
You can't build that playpen here. This is my sugar farm. But I want to build my playpen here. Is how I imagine that conversation went.
I assumed that he had hired the carpenter to build a playpen and then he didn't like it.
Okay.
Maybe he hired him and didn't pay him.
Than what I did.
Maybe he hired him and refused to pay him, just like Whalen.
Maybe, and I'm sense maybe that's what he did.
It's a pattern. Maybe he's like
Donald Trump.
Doesn't pay his bills.
He's the Trump of the 50s.
Oh boy. So then they were charged, he and his brother were charged with making an illegal transaction involving 15 million yen worth of bananas.
Not the bananas. This guy's everywhere. He's got sugar, carpentry, really bananas,
diverse,
sapphires.
Yep. So he came back.
Sugar, carpentry, bananas. Oh my. I'm sorry.
There's the title.
We already did that once, though.
Yeah, we did.
We can't do it again.
Similar anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Huff came back here in 1951 and he said that all of his Japanese government issues were settled and he even planned to go back someday. And his brother said, quote, I was told by the American consul in Tokyo that my brother and I were apparently the guinea pigs in an experiment by the Japanese government to see how far they could go against American nationals with the intervention of Allied command.
Okay, sure you were, buddy.
Yeah, makes it sound like they were spies or something.
Right? I'm sure the Japanese government could care two shits about you guys. You were probably just doing something illegal and they were like, hey, fucking stop it.
I'm sure.
A guinea pig.
Yeah. So we'll see. But, I mean, it was interesting that so Whalen, part of his reasoning for killing them was so that there wouldn't be another war. So he believed there was that Huff had something to do with World War II or, it getting to where it did, or it starting. I don't know, but that's what he felt. And probably because he knew Jay, the brother.
Yeah.
And he
the
was
whole
familiar with what
backstory.
they'd gotten into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, he still was mentally ill, so I don't know
He was. Yep.
how much of that is
Yep.
like his logical brain and how much of that is the illness speaking.
Right.
And I guess we'll never know.
Nope, we won't know. He died in, what was it, 2010, maybe?
Oh, wow. So he lived a long time.
80-something, yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Good story. Yeah.
I mean, it was
That's
a lot more
interesting.
intricate than,
Yeah,
obviously,
than
the Dead Files can't cover all of that
No.
stuff. So
It's interesting that there were 3 other murders, so I think
Uh-huh.
he probably was a serial killer.
he might have been.
He probably would have killed again.
Yeah,
If he'd already theoretically killed 3 times, this adds
Right.
5. I mean,
right.
you know, and maybe it was racially motivated and he didn't want to see a white man with an Oriental or,
That
you
could
know,
be.
biracial.
Yep.
Interracial couple.
Yep. Could be. I'd be curious to know if any of the other people that they were considering him a
Yeah.
suspect for, if they were of Asian Oriental
Yeah.
descent, or if
they
their
were
spouses were.
involved. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they were, you know, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see that take on it.
If I ever have time, maybe I'll dig around.
Key phrase if.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we're down to tell you, we are I locked myself out of my phone. We are 11 days till my mom's move date. So getting there, down to the wire.
How is everything going at the house?
Oh boy.
So good then.
All right, that's all I got. So thanks for joining us for this
Thanks,
little shorty.
everybody. Thank you.
And next week, Megan will be presenting, and I will be listening with bated breath.
It takes place in Virginia, so we're on the East Coast.
Okay.
And in a sanatorium.
I think they're the same.
Okay.
I think those words are interchangeable.
Okay. So buckle up, folks, because I'm sure it's going to be a wild ride.
I'm sure it will.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Yep. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the Activity Continues podcast. We really appreciate you giving us your ears for a bit. Please reach out if you have a suggestion for which episode of the Dead Files we should cover next, or if you have a spooky story you'd like us to share on the show. We can be reached at theactivitycontinues@gmail.com or through our website or any of our socials. Links are all in the description of the show. Please feel free to drop us a note and say hi. And join us next time when the activity continues. The Activity Continues is produced by me, Amy, at Collected Sounds Media, and is part of the independent Collected Sounds podcast network. We are also proud members of the Boo Pod network of super cool podcasts.
Nailed it.